What up, you guys? What's going on? This is a this is a late night one. I wanted to talk to you guys about. I usually don't come on this late, and I probably probably surprising a lot of you guys right now that I'm even coming on this late. But sometimes when it comes to me, it comes to me, right? And I just want to talk to you guys about it because I listen to a lot of inspirational stuff at night on YouTube. You know, certain type of like Dame Dash, Dr. Dre, sometimes Will Smith. Many don't know that they talk on a different awareness level. Totally different. Totally different. And it's rare. Sometimes they do more entertaining stuff, but the majority, well, Dame Dash is always on the awareness level for sure. But entertainers like Will Smith, you know, sometimes I'll catch him then, but the other stuff I really don't pay attention to. But anyway, this audio video, whatever, is inspired by Best Version Motivation because he talks to you guys more about the laws of attraction and the spirituality side of things, which is all true. Okay, I don't really talk about that too much, but if you check his channel out, Best Version Motivation on YouTube, you can get an idea of what I'm talking about at this moment when I talk about spirituality and the laws of attraction, the laws of the universe, right? But anyway, tonight is more about like I'm talking to the aware people like myself. I consider myself an aware person that understand these laws like Best Version Motivation, hyphy. You know, you can tell when certain people understand when this type of stuff is spoken about. Okay. And so I'm talking to you guys right now that now maybe you're an aware person like myself, but you're deep in debt. Okay. You understand the laws of the universe and things of that nature, right? But you're deep in debt. I'm speaking specifically to you. You get out of debt as an aware person, you will see how it all really works. I promise you. If you are, and I'm going to say this again, if you are an aware person and you understand what that means, but you are deep in debt, I'm telling you right now, get out of debt. What's up, Hyphy? Get out of debt and you will see how the economy truly works. I promise you. Once you get out of debt, you will see there are clearly two economies, one that can be seen by the majority and one that is invisible to the majority, but it depends on the majority. But this one that cannot be seen controls the one that can be seen. This will be clear to you. And once you get out of debt, you will clearly see how easy it is to get to $1 million. Your path will be clear. It will no longer be obstructed at all. Debt is the missing piece if you are an aware person that understands the universal laws. If you do know what I mean when I say that, debt is in your way. How do I know this? Because I got out of debt and now I can see everything. And remember this, I want you to understand this. Everything I'm saying, this is how I know for a fact, okay? So you can understand what I mean. Everything I'm saying, I can prove to be true with mathematics, but the majority still don't see it. This is how I know. It's like once you get out of what I call the debt matrix, when you turn around and look back at the debt matrix, it'll be like watching a movie. You'll see millions of people doing mathematical, illogical things, and continue to do it and never stop. Don't even care. It'll be like you're watching a movie. Once you see it like that, you'll know you are outside of the economy that the majority can see, and you'll be in the one that the majority cannot see. They can't even understand when you speak to them. Walk up to a person in a debt matrix and say something like, hey, who said mortgages are 30 years long? 30 years long. What makes it okay for you to sign a piece of paper that's going to last 30 years of payments? And what makes you okay with that? Millions of people will not even hear you even say a word about it. They'll be like, what are you talking about? That's how I know there's two. This is the gift that you will have. This is why I sound the way I sound when I speak about this subject. It's not because I'm cocky or I got a big ego or I think I'm the smartest financial dude on earth. No, everything I'm saying I can prove. That's why I sound the way I sound. That's why you can hear it in my voice that I'm not lying. I'm not making it up. I can turn anybody into a millionaire. Anybody. Anybody. And I can prove it. Remember, I can prove everything I'm saying. That's why I sound the way I sound, because I can back it up. Math is in my favor. I believe in math. That's the only difference between people in debt and people not in debt. When I was in debt, I didn't trust math. Now that I'm out of debt, I believe in math. That's it. That's the only difference. Nothing spectacular. What's up, Best Version Motivation? This was inspired by you, man, from your last video. You know me, I don't really talk about the universe and the spiritual side of things, but this one is for the people that speak the language of us. Because just because there's people out there that know the universal laws and understand the rules, they still might be in debt. And I'm talking to those that can hear me. Get out of debt and you will see your whole life will change forever. Nobody in the debt matrix will ever be able to fool you ever financially. They'll never be able to fool you. You know how? You just ask to see their personal credit report. They will have no idea why you're looking. They will think you're talking about their credit score, not even in the slightest. You're just looking to see how much debt they're in and if they know it or not. Pretty crazy, huh? It's that easy. Daniel Gardner says, I had this conversation with 3 people this weekend. I even broke down the math. They still refuse to acknowledge the numbers. That's what I keep saying. That's how I know. Daniel, that's how I know I'm going to be a multi-billionaire. Because it's right in plain sight. I can say it to their face and they still don't believe it. But those of you that can hear me, the aware people that understand the real rules of the universe, that look above being fooled by all the politics and the races and the religions, and that's all. Let me tell you guys something. That's all that's stuff that's meant to blind you, to distract you. Debt is the colorblind slave master. It doesn't care what religion, color, gay, straight, short, tall, if you're Jewish, or if you're Christian, it doesn't care about any of that because all it sees is green. Get above that and you'll see that. Get out of debt and you will see all that stuff is just diversions. You're missing the whole big picture. Once you get out of that and look above that. Now, I'm saying look above that so you can become a real millionaire with real money, real millions, not these fake millions that you're seeing with these people out here. Then once you have real money, you want to go back and change that cause with real money, you'll be able to do it. Money changes things. Whether they want to believe that in a debt matrix or not, that's totally up to them. That's 100% irrelevant to math. How do you change that? Start them young, believing math. Just show them. Hey, every time you finance something, you're financing the taxes too. You know how many light switches I clicked on in people's heads when I told them that? But the majority still don't hear it. But hey, check it out. It has to be that way. I am talking to you guys that really are, and me included, right? Best version. That's why best version really kind of brought this out in me, because I don't really talk about that side, the laws of the universe. It seems pretty simple. It seems pretty obvious that those rules do apply. All you got to do is look around you every day. Trees, the sun in the sky, clouds, all that stuff is unexplainable. All of it's unexplainable. I never forget that. So I know the laws are real. That's why I'm here. If you understand these rules too, and you're deep in debt, get out of debt. I can help you with that. Get out of debt, and your whole world will change. Totally change. Ivy says, almost midnight on LJ's end, and he came through to drop a gem on us. Gotta love the passion. You know what, Hyphy? We already know, man. It is my passion, and you guys can see it and feel it, obviously. I am says, thanks for the information, Brother Linnell. You are welcome. Best version says, the more I study, I never knew how easy it is to be a millionaire. It's totally easy. It's totally easy. It is totally, man, it's crystal clear to me. I see it. And you know what else I know, best version? Million is just a word. Once you figure out that's just words and you get out of debt and you see how much it costs to really live on, and it's really not that much at all, I promise you. And nobody will be able to even tell. When you look at million, $1 million, I would never work again a day in my life if I had $1 million. And it's not even invested. I mean, say like this: I had $1 million cash and it's invested in nothing. I could live comfortable for the rest of my life. People in debt can't see that. This will be your gift. And when I tell you guys, I'm gonna give you an example of what my life is now, that I understand how it works, being an aware, understanding the rules of the universe person. There is no stopping me now. There is no going back. That's not even an option. A 40-hour work week sounds like prison. Prison. And you got people working 78. No. Then you got to take a lunch and you got to be back. No. And be there 40 hours a week at a place I really don't want to be. The answer is no. You no longer will ever accept that. Ever. You will also understand the wealthy make the rules and the laws. I don't care what you see. All you got to do is just pay attention, and it's clear. I'm gonna give you guys some obvious signs that the wealthy make the rules and the laws. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, because that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going to be. It's obvious. They do it in your face, and you don't even. Two people do a crime. One poor, one has money. The one with money hardly gets any time, and the person that doesn't have money gets all the time. Isn't that obvious? The law is the law. The law shouldn't care about who makes more money. The law is the law, right? But we see it every day. Why? Because the wealthy make the rules and the laws. So if you're trying to become wealthy, You cannot break the very laws that they create to become one of them. That doesn't make any sense. You can't break the rules and the laws that the wealthy create, calling yourself trying to become wealthy too. That makes absolutely no sense. Follow the rules and you will see how easy it is to become wealthy. It really is that simple. But you must follow the rules. Don't listen to people in the debt matrix thinking that taxes are bad and taxes are evil and taxes are the very reason that's keeping people in debt. That is not true. Taxes can help you build wealth as soon as you start thinking about money collectively. Stop thinking about money individually. People in debt think about their own money and they think about it individually. That's where they're messing up. Money would not work if we didn't agree that it means something to us collectively. So if you pay less in taxes than the majority, that's money in your pocket. Taxes are the only thing that is guaranteed ROI. The stock market is gambling. Stock market's not ROI, return on investment, guaranteed return on investment, but taxes are. But you must be out of debt and you must only look at it collectively. This will be your gift. This is part of the rules. These are part of the laws. Not the majority cannot see. Best version says the more, I already read that one. 15. I am Brandon says 15-year mortgage worth it? Yes, it is. A 15-year mortgage, but it better be the best mortgage on the market and nothing less. You walk into the bank and you say, hey, I want a mortgage. They're going to say, which one? You're going to say, only the best one. Because anything under that is considered subprime, literally and figuratively or whatever. Anything less than the best is subprime. Danielle says, one of them took a loan to pay off a credit. One of them took a loan to pay off a credit card. I told her you can't borrow your way out of debt. I'm sure she still didn't understand a word you said. Borrow money, go deeper in debt to pay off another debt. See how that makes no mathematical sense? They don't know that. They don't know that. And I keep saying this, and it must be this way. Once you're debt free, you're no longer like the people in the debt matrix, okay? You can't be around them. You can't talk to them. I mean, don't talk to them about money. You can't. It'll be intolerable when you hear them start speaking that debt speak, talking about they got a good deal on a finance car. Nobody gets a finance car on sale. That's what I want to say to people when they say that. Oh man, I got a great 1.9% financing. I just want to go, no, you didn't. Nobody gets a finance car on sale. Who told you that? Surely not math. Math didn't tell you that. I put a meme up the other day saying there are no quick ways out of debt. This is why they keep selling you quick ways out of debt, because there are no ways, so they're going to sell it to you. They sell millions upon millions of quick ways out of debt when there is no quick way out of debt. So they sell it to people. Doesn't it sound bad? It's not. And if you're the person that heard me say that and you'd be like, oh man, that's messed up. That's a feeling. That's irrelevant. Because it's a choice. All a person has to do is use mathematics whenever they go to buy something, and they can clearly see if they have the money or they don't. It's that simple. Willie Garcia says, I'll never go back to debt matrix. Never. Freedom is much better. You see the way he's speaking? I'm never going back, ever. ever. And nothing can make me go back. Nothing. There will never be an emergency so bad that I will need to finance a car. Oh man, I needed that car for that job. That'll never happen. Life for Business says, I disagree with the stock market. Okay. I don't, honestly, Life for Business, and that's cool that you disagree. I, I got one question: is the stock market guaranteed ROI, return on investment? When you invest in the stock market, are you guaranteed to get your money back or more money back or whatever? Right? Is anything guaranteed in the stock market? Tell me that, and be honest. But I'm sure I'm looking at the stock market different than you, Life for Business. I don't. I'm sure that I don't look at the stock market the same way you do. And I'm gonna give it. Let me give you. Let me give you an idea how I look at the stock market. Okay, and this is the only way I look at it because I look through the lens of a different economy. So if 85% of people are in debt, which means their finances are in the negative. Okay, their finances are in the negative. And if the majority of them added up all their savings and then added up all their debt, they would be in the negative, meaning below zero, meaning they literally have no money. Literally. But somehow they add up the savings minus debt equals how much money they have to invest in the stock market. Even though their finances are in the negative, they do. Here is the point where math says that's impossible. If their finances are in a negative, where is this money coming from that's going into the stock market? It's the bank's money, because they literally have to borrow the money to invest in the stock market. So what they're literally doing is indirectly investing for the bank. The bank can't lose because the person borrowed the money. Because people in debt, they figure if they're winning, they're going to keep investing. So the bank wins, he's going to get paid, he or she's going to get paid. But if they lose, the person still owes the bank the money. See what I'm saying? I don't look at the stock market same way I do. And now when I hear you say Life for Business says no investment is guaranteed ROI, what if I can prove to you that it is? I'll prove to you, one, that there is guaranteed ROI, guaranteed. And I'll show you right now. Okay. And again, I look at the economy through the one that most cannot see. Now, if the majority of Americans are in debt, they can't max out a 401k of $19,500. They can't. They're in debt. Okay? That's mathematically impossible for them. So if they can't do that, guess what they get? Guess what they have to? They have to stay high in their tax bracket. The majority of Americans in debt have to stay high in their tax bracket. Now, the person that's not in debt gets to max out their 401k because they have the money. They're not in debt, so they have money. So they max out $19,500. So not only do they got $19,500 goes into their retirement, their 401k, they get to take that same $19,500 off of their annual income, their taxable income. They're about to do something that the majority of Americans cannot do. They can't do it, but they can. Now, the difference between the cannots and the can, that's money between those two areas, between those 2 points. That's guaranteed ROI every single year. Phantom income. It's only phantom to those whom are in debt. See how that works? That's guaranteed ROI every year. But you can't be in debt to get it, or you can't even see it. Look how smooth I did that. See, I didn't see that when I was in debt. I would have never saw that in a million years. Now you combine that with an HSA of $7,000. You get to take that $7,000 also in addition off of your taxable income. And guess what else? When you go pay for out-of-pocket medical expenses, you get to pay with every dollar, not a tax dollar. Now you combine that tax savings and the 20-30% each time you go pay for out-of-pocket medical expense. Who is winning? That's guaranteed ROI every year because I think about money collectively. And those of you who are listening, everything I say I can prove. Now, don't quote me. I'm not a tax person, and you're thinking, "Hey, he's giving tax advice." No, I'm not. I'm just telling you what's obvious. Nothing. 19,500. Yep, yep. That comes off of your annual income if you max it out. Yeah, yeah. That's all general information. It's nothing fancy because you can't. It doesn't matter anyway. Even if I gave such advice, if you ain't got the money, you would never do it anyway. So you can't. Nobody's going to accidentally say, "Oh man, I took this 19,000." And no, people in debt don't do things like that. You know what, Bess? I don't think life or business is not being any kind of negative or anything. I love questions like that. That's professional. I want people to come in here and disagree with me if they want to disagree with me. That's cool, man. But all I'm saying is that everything I'm saying, remember, I can back up with mathematics. Everything I can say, I can prove everything. No, yeah, and that's why I specified that life or business. I don't think you're being negative. And he just agrees with it, disagrees with that's cool. That's cool. You can invest in this markets with a 401k as well. Yeah, see, I'm not and see life or business again, I'm thinking differently. I don't really uh, I don't I'm not talking about the actual investment of the 401k. I'm talking about the guaranteed ROI and tax savings every year. All that stuff with the 401k it's invested in and all that stuff, that's just frosting on the cake. The match that comes with some companies, they do a 6% match. And then if you max out your 401k, and then it's invested in whatever mutual fund, that's all frosting on the cake. But none of that is guaranteed. All I'm talking about is the guaranteed ROI and taxes because you're doing something that the majority cannot do because they're in debt. That's all I'm saying. That's guaranteed ROI to me. Now, again, you add that. I mean, that's the only way I can see things. That's like that's guaranteed money. That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed ROI. You go into a city. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. When I get started making real money, whatever city I'm living in, I'm gonna hire a lawyer to see what kind of incentives for that they have in my city or my state or whatever. I'm gonna look them and they're always gonna be one. They say, hey, if you invest in this, we're gonna take off X amount of taxes for X amount of years. That's the investment I'm going for. That's it. You do the things that the majority are not doing. That's it. Especially when it comes to money, you do the opposite of everything. You never take advice from anybody that you cannot see their personal credit report first. If you cannot see their personal credit report first, do not take financial advice from them. Don't do it. Because you got to remember, people think it's normal when you go fill out a credit app. People don't think twice about it. They'll fill it out. Here you go, check my credit. But when it comes to person, people get wary and funny. Hey, that's their problem. I don't care how they feel about it. That's their problem. I'm not doing business with anybody unless I can see their personal credit report first. Financial business, anything to do with money. Now, don't get me wrong, regular business, but that's still going to tell me a lot too. But if I'm intertwining with that person, oh yeah, I got to see your personal credit report first. I now live in aware people. I now live in the economy that the majority cannot see. It's not a secret. They just called it a secret, and then people in the debt matrix believe becoming rich and wealthy is a secret, so they just believe it. It's not a secret. It's just mathematics. That's it. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. I'm telling you, it's blocking your. If you are a aware person and you got this purpose burning inside you, but you can't seem to get to it fast, or you can't seem to see which way to go or what to do, get out of debt, and it'll be clear. It'll be clear. Like I always say, this is a very important part, okay? And I always repeat this. Nobody, nobody will ever be able to fool you financially. Nobody. And they won't even know how you're doing it. Even if you told them. I want you guys to pay attention to the things I do because they're very apparent. Like when I post my entire credit report, I want you to stop and ask yourself, how come LJ is the only one that I've ever seen on the internet post his entire credit report? If you're new to my channel, I want you to go to my Instagram on SavingsMinusDebt, or go to Facebook.com/Daddy and my daddy and go check out my entire credit report. You can even jump on the Discord server that Hyphy set up. Join that. There's a picture of my entire credit report. And I want you to ask yourself when you see it, how come he's the only person that I've ever seen them post publicly their entire credit report, not just the credit score, credit report. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Because nothing's on it. There's nothing on my credit report except a credit card. One credit card, and the balance changes every month because I use it every month. But other than that, there's nothing on it. Just a whole bunch of zeros. And you got to think to yourself, why is everybody so restrictive of showing their entire credit report? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they've been conditioned to think that way. I don't know. It means a credit report. It means absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean you're good at money. It doesn't mean you have money. People in the debt matrix believe credit scores mean something. No, they don't. They just mean if somebody pays back the bank's money on time or if they don't. That's it. Nothing more than that. And once you get on the other side, you guys, nothing's going to stop me. Nothing. But here's the difference, okay? I have found something, my passion, that inspires others to be better for themselves. That's how I know my path is correct. What I'm doing is helping others help themselves. That sounds like an all win-win to me. I'm never going back. And I just made up my mind. I'm never going back. I remember when I first quit my job, that I thought that was the scariest thing in the world. To actually quit my six-figure job. You know what I was thinking about when I did that? What are people gonna think? They're gonna think I'm crazy. You quit a six-figure job. There you go, letting other people dictate your life. That's all that is. Worried about people that's not doing anything and they're all in debt. And you're worried about what they think. Once you get out of, check this out. Once you get out of the debt matrix, you don't even hear people in debt speak. You don't even hear them. You don't even hear them. When they start talking about money, you just tune out. because you'll start thinking to yourself, if they trusted math, they wouldn't be saying the things they're saying out loud. They wouldn't do that. If they trusted math, they wouldn't be bragging about how much they financed a cell phone. They wouldn't do that out loud in public. That's what it's like to live outside the debt matrix, man. But it feels good. Another thing that I didn't really expect when I did this business, to hear people tell me that I've changed their lives in some form or fashion. I wasn't prepared to hear that. I'd never heard anything like that in my life. I've always inspired people uh, throughout my career, from just, being in shape or just inspire somebody to do better. But to actually have people come up to me or write me and say I've changed their lives, that's something right there alone. And this is how I look at it. And I want you guys to understand this, aware people. Listen, I didn't know. Think about it this way. How many people on earth do you think ever get to hear those words from another human being, a total stranger? A total stranger come up to you and say, "You've changed my life." How many human beings do you think have actually heard those words from a sincere person telling them that? Not many. I guarantee you, not many. I've seen it on TV. I see big stars and people jump on the stage. "Oh my God, you changed my life." Did I ever think I would hear those words personally? No, I didn't even really even think about it. But now it's happening. It happens to me weekly. I use that to keep going. That's what drives me. That's what drives me right now. It's not money that drives me. Something inside me drives me. I have no idea what it is, but I just listen to it. That's what got me off the edge of quitting that job. I did it anyway. People thought I was crazy quitting a six-figure job. I did it anyway. Thank God I did. That job, check it out. That job would have been in my way. That job would have been in my way. I wouldn't have been able to experience the things I've experienced if I had not quit that job. I'm not telling you guys to quit your job. I'm just sharing with you my experience outside the debt matrix. I personally had to experience what true freedom felt like. That was the only way I was going to feel this. You can't, uh, honestly, you guys, I don't know what else. I personally do not know what else you could do to feel what I did. You can't. I mean, I haven't had a traditional job for 4 years. I thought a year with no job was long. I'm at 4 now. And if you're a person that has never even had a month off of work, you'll never be able to. I don't know how to explain it to you. To be able to wake up and do whatever you choose to wake up, when you wake up for that day, what you're going to do, you're going to wake up and choose whatever it is you're going to do that day for that day. For 4 years, that's my life. I can just get up at midnight and just do this video for you guys, because I don't have to get up in the morning to go to work or anything like that. This is what it's like. But the only way you can feel that, you got to do it. I don't know how to tell you to do it. I've talked to two people off the ledge of quitting their jobs. I have two people under my belt that saw me do it, and they've done it. Quit their job. Same thing. People at their job call them crazy. What you're gonna do? And then when you don't have any answer, because that's what happened to me when I quit my job. They said, "Hey, what you gonna do?" I said, "I don't know, nothing." You should have saw the look on their faces. What? What do you mean? Nothing. I don't know. But remember, I'm not in debt. That's why they can't believe it. The exact same thing happened to the other two people that I talked off. Did they quit their jobs? Oh, you're crazy. I can't believe you're going to give up this job. You've been here for 50. I couldn't even imagine being at a job for like 30, 40 years. No. Mm-mm. People are going to think you're crazy. But the only way to experience it, true freedom, is live truly free. That's the only way you can experience it. You can't buy it. You can't do anything. You got to live it. But it's a double-edged sword. Once you feel it, there is no unfeeling it. You must believe, well, you already do if you're listening to this. The universal laws are real. Everything is real. It's that thing that you can't see, touch, smell. You just got to, but you know it's there. You got to trust it. That's why I'm here today, because I trust what was inside of me. Period. That's what you got to do. All right, you guys, I'm about to get off here. 40 minutes is good enough. It was just something that just came to my mind, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. But you guys have a good night. If there's not any questions before I get off, let me know if you have any questions before. I just didn't want to cut you guys off. Willie Garcia says, I've yet to find anyone that I know of out of the debt matrix. It's kind of sad. However, I'm humbled and try to educate those that are receptive to leave the debt matrix. I will continue to do so. Yeah, we are, Willie, we are rare. But as you know, it is this it's an unexplainable freedom. I mean, you wouldn't you couldn't change it for the world. I mean, would you? How do you do this, Willie? Can you explain this type of freedom? I can't explain it. I'm trying my best. Tell me, because it's what's so funny, Willie, is when you get out of debt, you want to share with the world like you just found a newfound religion, right? You just want to help all your friends and family, and then once you find out they don't hear you and they look at you like you're nuts, you're gonna be like, oh crap, and then you just stop. That's what I've learned. I just stop. I don't even talk about it. I don't talk about it with my friends, my family. And what's even crazier is like when I'm on Facebook and I see my friends and family doing all these things, right? And they're living in debt and they have no idea. The sad part is when you see them, you can't do anything about it because they don't know that they're surviving in debt. It's just crazy. And it's like, I always replace myself in that situation and think I lived the first 40 years of my life like that, man. College educated, six figure, making six high fives. And then I got into the six. And that whole time, 40 years of my whole life, I was living in debt. I was a slave for the first 40 years of my life and didn't even know it. I was a free slave. Yeah, Haifu, we still gonna do it in the morning. I'm gonna do something on velocity banking. Mr. Napalm says, yep, tried to explain the debt matrix to fam and friends, and of course it was futile. I'm even more strange and crazy now. Yep, you know what, Mr. Napalm? You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna learn to be quiet. You're gonna learn to be quiet. Because it's going to be one of two things, Mr. Napalm. You're going to get frustrated because they're not, you're going to waste your time about 30 minutes trying to explain something to somebody. And then you're going to see them the next week or something. You're going to be like, hey, man, did you even take a look into that? Blah, blah, blah. You know what they're going to turn to you? Say, nope, I've been too busy. They have. They got to work 40 or 50-hour work weeks. Yes, they are busy. They're in debt. So you just got to accept it. That's why they're busy. They have to work. They're not going to understand you ever until they're ready. They got to hit a brick wall. They got to wake up one day and be like, man, I keep doing the same thing. And, this is when they usually wake up. They'll keep getting raise after raise after raise and can't figure out why they're still in debt, why they're still struggling, why they're still living paycheck to paycheck. And then they're going to start adding up the math, and hopefully they'll come back to this channel. But until that happens, you better stop talking to them. You're going to be an alien for sure. Willie Garcia says it's not easy, but it's such a great feeling each day. Yes, it's wonderful every day, Willie. I mean, when I talk to Willie, you guys up in this room, it cannot be faked, man. I'm telling you, it just can't be faked. You can't. If you're in debt, you don't know how to use such words. Oh, it's a great feeling each day and this and that. No, people in debt have no idea that even exists. People in debt believe everybody's in debt, and that's how it will always be. They believe you'll always be in debt because they'll say, oh, what about taxes? And it's like they still don't get it. Still don't get it. It's unexplainable. Any questions? If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I got some t-shirts up on my my website. Go to SavingsMinusDebt.com. Sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. You can buy my t-shirts. You can even buy, if you want to skip straight to the point and buy a plan right off the bat without even talking to me, you can go there and do that too. And if you're ready right now, get started right away. But yeah, any other questions? I know it's a late night and many people don't even realize that I'm on because I usually rarely ever do this. But like I said, I was inspired by Best Version Motivation, and Fred FVJ left an awesome comment today. And it was just, it was moving. So I decided to get on here tonight and just chit chat. And I know this is what I meant to mention too. I know there's some youngsters, like some grade schoolers following me. And I wanted to give them a couple of t-shirts, like a t-shirt to about 2 kids or something. I got a couple of smalls that I wanted to give to them because I remember a while ago, somebody told me that their kid wanted to wear a t-shirt to school saying SavingsMinusDebt and the saying on the back, which would have been cool. So if you catch this video later on or catch this audio later, hopefully you'll hear me and might reach the right person that I was speaking to one time online. So any other questions? So like I said, for those of you that are aware and understand the universal laws, I know how it really works. It's the second economy that the majority cannot see. So, and once you're in it, sky's the limit. There is no limit. You'll see that there's no limit. You probably just be like, man, dang, I just figured this out. No, don't worry. You'll get over that. Get over that part that you shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda known something. Don't worry about any of that. Just be happy that you're out of debt and you can take off from here. It's never too late. All right. You guys have a wonderful night. Dang, 48 minutes. That's a slow one that's a low one for me. But until tomorrow morning, look out for tomorrow morning, a video. I'm going to do something on a video review on velocity banking. Okay, I found a good one. So look out for that tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. You guys have a good one.